Aloha! Welcome, everybody. And welcome, Tara from Kittens, Weights, and Tarot for coming and playing with me.
Hello, hello.
Oh, my goodness. We got quite the crowd in here already. Let's see.
Oh, wow. Hello, hello.
Oh, let me turn off my phone. There we go. So we got Wandering Mountain Bardic Path, who is our lovely Jamie Kelly. Betsy Palmer Medium. She likes to come on here and play with me as well. Oh, Marina. Hi, Marina. Oh, Chris made it. Elemental Cartomancy. Woohoo. Aquarius Owl. Hello. Is that it? Oh, Sage Device Tarot. And I don't know if there's anyone else here. There's a slight delay. But welcome, everybody. So today we have a special treat because we have our lovely Tara here. We are going to play with the Xultun Tarot. And you see, there you go. I can see it. Yeah, it's a Mayan-based tarot, which is very cool. The majors actually make a giant mural if you lay them out with themselves. So. And I find it interesting that they kind of took the Fool, and they call it the Sorcerer instead of the Magician, and they place the two of them above everything else. So usually the Magician's part of the crew, but here he's above it all.
I guess it's like, when you're starting off in a journey, that's a very magical, powerful thing to do. So
exactly. Yeah. And I pulled out the little chart because they have very specific lines for each of them. The intuitive line, erasing personal history. It's like, that's the Priestess, the Warrior, the Hanged Man, and the Star. I think the Warrior is, the Chariot. The responsive line, Death, the Advisor. We have the Consort, which is the Empress and most decks. The Cactus, which is Strength. That's so funny that they have a cactus for the Strength card.
There was one other deck or something I remember. It has a cactus for strength.
Yeah.
It was.
Oh, instead of death, it's the dead man.
I'm a dead man.
And then the moon. And then the cultural line are stopping the world. We have the ruler, the sage, which is their hermit, the temperate man, and the sun. Spiritual line, the dreamer and knowing. We have the priest, the wheel, the bound man, which is actually their devil, and the planet Venus instead of judgment, which it makes sense because the Mayans always went to war when Venus was in the sky. And then we have the creative line, assuming authority, and that's the lovers, the balance, the divided man. The divided man. Interesting. And so the divided man is their version of the tower for those who don't know this deck. And then they have the planet Earth. So, very cool. It's such a cool little deck. And the artwork is amazing.
Yeah, I'm just like going back through it now. I'm like,
I know. Like, for those of you who love the star card, here's the star. And it's like, it's beautiful on its own, but when you see the full spread of majors, it makes an amazing image. So. Let's see. So Wandering Mountain Bardic Path says, I have my favorite oracle in hand. Total fangirl here for Wally's World Oracle.
Yay! Here we go.
Yay. So Wandering Mountain. Yay, you have your Wally's World. I still need to order a copy from you. I keep meaning to, and then I don't know why I haven't, but I should. You can get it off your website, right? Okay. Kittenswaitstarot.com.
Yep.
Speaking of kittens, what are you doing, little miss? Oh, my cat's trying to climb under my table here.
And, in the Mayan deck, I must have, well, I don't know, maybe I switched to 2 cards, but I like to use that one for the star instead of like maybe temperance or something. I don't know. I just like that.
Oh, yeah, because that is the temperance card, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. But I don't know. I like that one. It just seems more starry. I don't know.
Right. Maybe the one I held up was temperance. I shuffled it in, so I'm not sure. That's the thing about this deck.
Yeah, there you go.
You have to know your Mayan numbers because they use the Mayan numbering system.
Mm-hmm.
Dots and dashes.
Which I think is a lot easier.
Yeah, well.
Especially if I was learning as a kid, I'm like, oh, okay, it looks like Morse code, so ... // ...
Sage Advice Tarot wants to know if the tarot deck is still available. You can find it on eBay for not too much, but it is out of print. The first edition can go for a pretty penny, too. I think that's the one with the brown backs.
Oh, this one? I thought it was still on Amazon for not too bad. Let me see.
Is it?
Let me double check real quick.
I know I got my deck off of eBay myself. So, and Wandering Mountain Bardic Path asks, do they all connect together when you lay them out? Only the majors. I tried laying out the minors, and they don't really line up like the majors do.
Yes, you can get it on Amazon for $15.95.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Do you know what printing that is?
It's got the same box as this,
same
and
box
it's got the same green back. So,
yay! Yeah. Cool. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, so this one that has the different languages, I think, is the second edition. And then the one that has just that like stylized single language is the first edition. Oh, okay. And those have a brown back. They don't have the green backs like this. So, but I'm big fan of all things Mayan because of my studies 20 years ago, oh my God. Yeah, so I mean, I did Mesoamerican anthropology, I did an actual Mayan hieroglyphics class, so this kind of is totally up my alley. Oh, hi Kristen Louise, welcome. What, Betsy says you're dead to me, what?
Probably I look dead. I'm like
you're like an angel glowing so brightly I can't look at you.
Sorry, it's the morning sun, you guys.
So Kristen Louise, Empress Tarot, says that she went to a number of Mayan sites when she was in Belize. Oh yeah, I still need to do that trek into the Mayan world just to see I've seen everything in picture form and I've studied the hieroglyphics that are found there, but I've actually been myself. It's one day.
Yeah, one day I want to travel South America. That'd be freaking awesome. Central and South America.
Yeah. Well, I spent a lot of time in Costa Rica, but that was the Olmecs, I want to say. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they still find these giant, perfect stone spheres randomly, like buried deep in the earth.
That's so cool.
Oh, hi, Jacob. Welcome. He says, who disliked? I already got a thumbs down. Who cares? It's still interacting, right?
Probably just party poopers.
I know. And then there's certain people that like to latch on, and then no matter what you put out, they put down a thumbs down. So
they're just jelly.
Right. Mm-hmm. Well, I notice also it's when I have someone on who's pretty popular, that's when I tend to get those thumbs downs. It's like,
oh, well, you're welcome.
It's your stalker, not mine. Oh my goodness. Okay, guys. We are going to do a few readings for you guys. We're going to do, what do you think? One card each and then see how they pair?
Sure.
Yeah. Oh, Kristen Louise studied primatology for a summer in Costa Rica. I would totally do my howler monkey impression, but I'd wake up the whole house.
Dude, howler monkeys are awesome.
Right? I remember we were on a river in Costa Rica doing like a little jungle tour, and like we saw some howler monkeys off in the distance, and I was like, I can do a howler monkey impression. And the tour guide was like, yeah, right, let's see you do it. So I did it, and all the howler monkeys turned and started coming our direction, and he's like, okay, you can stop now.
You're like, well, little known fact, I have the call of the howler monkey. That's awesome.
Yeah, I miss those days, but apparently it's not like it was. When I was a kid, you could walk down the street and find a random sloth just hanging from somebody's fence, and
that's so cool.
Apparently that's no longer the case. So all the jungle got cut down.
Oh.
Yeah, my mom's like, I don't want you going back. I want you to remember the way it was. I've been back to Costa Rica in like 21 years. So.
Sometimes that's kind of how it should be. It's like, it's not, something is not as cool as it used to be. It's better to kind of remember the way it was.
Okay. Oh, Betsy wants me to clarify. She was making a joke about the dead man card.
Oh.
I just saw this, like, you're dead to me flash by in the chat. I'm like, okay. Hi, Apoorva. Welcome. Oh, let's see. We've got Pradnya RS is asking for a reading here. Where do you see mine and Hawar's relationship going? Any guidance? Okay, I guess we'll pull a card.
Okay.
Oh, I got a jumper already.
I got one.
Interesting. So the one that jumped out for me is Cactus.
And I got one of Jades, which is like the one of Pentacles.
Right.
Or Ace.
Ace. Yeah. That light is directly on your card. Oh, yeah. There you go, right there. I love that Jade, actually. That's such a cool card.
Yeah.
These cards are just amazing. So this is all about strength. This tied with that Ace of Coins, or one Jade, is telling me that you need the strength to just like start over, like, focus on yourself. Focus on your own health. I feel like you need to focus on your health, focus on your well-being, focus on what you are creating in the world. And I feel like it's like you're going to, with the one and the strength, it's just telling me you're starting over. So maybe start the relationship fresh, or maybe you need the strength just to carry on by yourself. That's how I see this. So what are you getting?
Yeah, I was kind of getting this very similar thing of just starting from almost like a new perspective, where it's better to work on an inner strength, kind of like you were saying, working on your inner strength, working on yourself first, and then kind of starting off on that journey, with the Aces, new beginnings. So just kind of redefining yourself first and where you want to go.
Yeah, I see that. I love how they pair so perfectly like that. Okay. So yes, we are open to questions if anyone has any. They're just chatting. And Apoorva's like, Tara is all shining.
Like, hold on, let me get this.
Oh, Betsy Palmer, medium, says new relationship with earthbound world. Yeah, stop being stuck in your head and come live in the real world. Betsy says, I think others thought it was a bad person stirring up trouble. No, we know you're supposed to be here. You're blue. You got the blue wrench. That's what I mean. The blue wrench. I keep saying you're blue, and people are like, "But I'm not sad." Like, no. I mean, you have the blue wrench.
I tell my moderators the blue wrench. We call it the wrench of power. It's like the hammer. It's like Thor's hammer, but it's the wrench.
The wrench. You've got the wrench.
You have Thor's wrench.
People are just chiming in on the reading. Cool. So, do you want to do a random reading for somebody? I feel like doing a reading for Apurva. Just being called. Does that sound good?
Sure. All right.
Oh. Interesting. Okay. 8 of Swords.
2 of Swords.
Oh, Apurva's stuck in her head a lot, isn't she?
Yeah.
Lots of decisions. There
we go. I'm navigating the sun.
Right. It's slowly moving, so. So with the 8 of Swords, I feel like her thoughts keep her stuck, and with that 2 of Swords, it kind of like reiterates that she's stuck because she's trying to make up her mind about something, taking her time, making up her mind, which she should, but at the same time, it's like, don't let yourself get too stuck here. And it's interesting too, because I'm seeing how this person seems to be like, yeah, you get that image of the person trapped, blindfolded between all the swords.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, if you could just turn around, get out of your own way, the house is right behind you. So I wish I remembered my hieroglyphics enough to read this. But...
Oh, I think what they said in the book is this actually says 2 of Swords.
Oh, right.
That's pretty cool.
That's totally
or I mean, this says 2 of Swords. Yours says 8 of Swords. Sorry.
Right. So Apurva says that she's worried about her dad's health. He was detected with COVID, recovering. Tomorrow is 14th day, waiting for the report. Kiana, no. My headphones are not something for you to play with. My kitten is now directly under my table that I use for my camera, and she's, she likes getting involved sometimes. My little familiar. So Apurva says spot on. Yep. So, Kiana, how am I supposed to do anything with you laying here? I wish I could change the camera angle to let you see. She's just laying across my cloth now.
I'm sure Wally and Loki will be over here at some point. So
I'll send you a picture later, because I took a picture earlier of her doing this. Okay, you really need to stop playing with things, little miss. It's not your toys. It's funny when people are having a reading that's like pretty deep and emotional. Mm-hmm. That's when she tends to come over.
Yeah. Usually when I'm doing like client readings, if it's something that's it's delicate, usually Wally will come and he'll sit on my lap, and I usually tell them, oh, we've come to the part of the reading where, Wally has joined us. And I always tell them the readings were so much better with the kittens in the room. And but yeah, so yeah, if something is a little sensitive, Wally will show up and sit in my lap. And if something is about being fearless, Loki shows up. So.
Oh, I love that. Well, I just got the one cat, so, but she is full of personality, let me tell you. Oh, we have another question here. Sage Advice Tarot would like insight on her career in the next couple of months.
Okay.
Jamie Kelly is having a fangirl moment going, Wally, Wally, Wally. Oh, and Chris of Elemental Cardomancy says one of his snakes is called Loki.
Oh, well, maybe Loki and Loki would be besties. Loki makes some interesting friends.
Yeah. Your little panther.
Yes, I do not have cats. I have a puma and I have a panther.
Mm-hmm. I don't even know what to call this one because she's
Mischief.
otherworldly. She's a little bit of a tick too.
Oh.
Oh, okay. What's that?
Is that the star card is 17.
Okay. Well, and I have 10 of jades.
Oh. Okay.
So, insight into your career for the next couple months. I would say that with the 10 of jades and the star card is that things are going to start looking up for you. You're going to be able to start like putting savings aside and really like storing away for a rainy day. But with that star card, it's like it's going to be full of hope, full of joy, and you're just gonna like you finally see the light at the end of the tunnel is what I'm getting. So,
and I'm also getting to continue to follow your gut because it's taking you in the right direction. Well, I mean, your gut will always take you in the right direction. Sometimes our second guessing, which is our ego and all that other stuff, kind of gets in the way. And the ego isn't a bad thing. Sometimes people bash the ego. It's always there to try and protect us. But sometimes it becomes like the helicopter mom. And we have to tell helicopter mom to, just move aside for just a moment so I can allow my intuition to come through. So whatever you have been doing and what direction you've been wanting to go it's the right thing. So keep following it because that 10 of jades is really positive. So keep it up.
You're on the right path is what I'm getting. Okay. So I saw that Adi R has a question. Let's jump back up. Here we go. Adi wants to know whether they'll be able to get increment this year, or is it good for me to find a new job? Any advice? Interesting. I love how there always seems to be a theme with my Tuesday reading. Like one day it would be all relationship readings. Well, it's not always 100% one thing, but like it leans heavily towards stuff. Last Tuesday, because it was before New Year's, it was all like, what will the new year bring? Oh. So I have the dead man.
I have 7 of swords.
Okay. Yeah, no, not with the tail, not with the tail. You're spreading my cards everywhere. So with this death card, with the 7 of swords, it's I think it's time for you to find a new job because this is all about new beginnings. And that is all about watching your back. So I don't think that you're going to get increment this year. I think it's a good idea to go look for a new job. It's a good idea to find a job that like gives you fulfillment too, and where you're not having to watch your back from your coworkers. Because who wants to work in a job like that? Really?
That sucks. Right. What I was also noticing is these two guys are facing each other. So it's almost like what's been going on is pushing this person towards change. This
yeah, they're totally staring at each other, aren't they? Ready to go to war.
This conflict is what's pushing you towards making a decision, making a change for the better. So I wouldn't even, everything's a lesson. I know that's like sometimes really trite and people, myself included,
yeah.
because it's like talking to myself too. But, sometimes it's those things that, it's like, puts us in our head and drives us crazy, basically, like swords. But it's for a reason. It's like, okay, well then this isn't for you anymore, and it's driving us towards the thing that would be better for us, and our energy and our mental capacity and all of that.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. That's so crazy how they're staring at each other. Okay. Let's see. Let's pop that one off, and I gotta zip back down to the bottom now. Oh, little Zen Crone. Hi, Jilly. And Kristen Larice wants a general reading for the next 4 months. She's having surgery in March and wished to still be productible, hanging on the couch for 6 weeks. Sometimes just healing is the most productive thing you can do.
Mm-hmm.
But, if you're up for it, just sitting and playing with your cards is productive too as well.
What they say in it was a movie too, but there was a book, The Peaceful Warrior, and the gas station attendant who was kind of like, what they call him, Socrates. But he he was telling this young kid that there isn't ever nothing going on, that sometimes when we're still, it doesn't mean that you're being lazy or that nothing is happening, because there isn't ever nothing going on.
Oh, Kiana, your tail is just okay. Stop. You are just in a mood today, little kitten. So I got the Lady of Wands, I believe. Is that right?
I got the Lady of Cups.
Oh, interesting.
So it's definitely her.
Yeah. So, yeah, Kristen, this is you sitting on the couch, right? And they're both facing the same direction too.
Mm-hmm.
So this one's talking about, having a creative drive, thinking about things in a way where it's like you're being productive mentally, not necessarily physically, and in a way that's going to, wrong way, help your emotional state, right? So you're going to focus on healing your creativity and your emotions during those 6 weeks. I think being productive is not necessarily something that you need to be doing when you're healing, but being internally productive is what we're getting here. Both of these is basically the Queen of Wands and Cups. So fire and water, finding that inner balance that you might be lacking. So.
Yeah, and what I was getting with that, with the Wands card, because obviously this is two aspects of yourself working during your healing process, and one of them is that fiery energy. That's the body trying to recuperate during that time. So let it do its thing, because it's also bringing about an emotional healing. And even though maybe for some people a surgery is like, oh, well, I'm just having a surgery, there is an emotional aspect to it, and so it's allowing an emotional healing as well as the spiritual healing, while your body's doing its physical healing with that fire energy. So it's best just to let it do its thing, because there is a lot going on, even though maybe on the outside it doesn't appear so, but internally there's a lot.
Right, exactly. So I hope that helps, Kristen Louise. And we got one already from Aquarius. Ow. She wants a general reading. You're very welcome, Kristen Louise. I have to say both now, ever since Sunday. So Little Zen Crone does Sit With Me, which we, a group of us gets on Zoom. We meditate and then we do a card reading together. And this last one, our lovely Wandering Mountain, Jamie Kelly, kept calling everybody something Louise because Kristen Louise was on. And so it was like Chili Louise and Cara Louise. And so now I have to say Kristen Louise because it's stuck in my brain. Okay.
I'm like,
oh, interesting.
Oh, there we go.
So I got the Servant of Wands, which is the page basically. And you got, what is that, 5 of Cups?
Yeah, 5 of Cups.
Okay, so that combination for me is talking about not letting your like internal creativity cause like grief for yourself. Like, don't get so caught up in the fact that you're just beginning something that it causes you to have like emotional breakdown with that 5 of Cups there. And focus more on like tending your, wait, where's my finger? There we go. Tending your fire, right? Tending that internal fire and not letting those spilled cups put it out. So, and again, we have the 2 figures looking at each other. So, yeah. So don't let that internal conflict throw you off, is what I'm getting.
Yeah, and I was getting, with setbacks, that obviously any new things that we begin or things that we do, we're always going to have setbacks. We'll have successes and we'll have setbacks. And it's, as the page comes in as a messenger, just letting you know that sometimes with a setback, especially this upcoming week, it's an opportunity to do it a little bit differently and a little bit better. So, whatever the setback is just an opportunity for you to rework it in a different way. It's actually going to be a lot better. So,
right. And with this page, it's reminding you that it's okay to start at the beginning if you need to, right? If things are just really falling apart that bad, just start at the beginning again. Start tending back to that fire that gives you that inner strength, that inner drive. So, thank you, Aquarius Al. I hope that's helpful. And Wandering Mountain Bardic Path has a question. Oh, wait. There's actually one right before. We've got Retha, and then we'll do Wandering Mountain Bardic Path. And Aquarius Al says, thank you. I will keep this in mind. Oh, you just clearing my cards for me, little miss? Okay, thank you. Oh, she thwapped really hard with that one. Oh, okay. I have the Lady of Blades.
9 of Jades. Oh, that rhymes.
Lady of Blades, 9 of Jades. So that's the next 3 months. No specific question, just general. Well, oh my God, this tail is driving me insane. Kiana, keep it to yourself. So here, this is telling me that like you're pretty good, I think, with the being the Queen of Swords and the 9 of Jade. It's like you are the queen on your throne, right? You have things already all set up. You are able to discern the truth from fiction, and your livelihood, I think, is pretty much set up to be exactly what you need with that 9 of Jades over there. So that combo, yeah, I think you're doing good. You just got to keep your eye peeled, be this queen of blades, and don't be fearful of cutting things out if it doesn't serve or if it doesn't help bring that 9 of Jades into your life. So.
And for me also, it was just making sure in the next 3 months to keep that abundance mindset too. That I know there's always something that we want, and places we want to be and go. But also just to remember in the present time, what are all the things that you already have, and remember back to the times when you wanted the things that you now have, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, and thinking of that, like, triggered something for me is like, how often have you fought for something and then you got it and you're like, oh,
Really?
now I have it. Now what? Right? So don't be so focused on getting it. Make sure that it's actually worth getting. That's what I'm getting with this Queen of Swords here. So, yeah. Hope that helps, Retha. And now we jump to Jamie Kelly, Wandering Wandering Mountain Bardic Path. That's a mouthful. I love the name though. And I helped. I actually did help her come up with the name.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. I was the sounding wall for her to bounce ideas off of. Sorry, Chris of Elemental Cartomancy. He's like, I need to ask myself that question every time I order a damn tarot deck. So I have the Six of Cups.
And I have the wheel.
Oh, okay. So this is just a reminder that those things that have passed come around again. Like life is a big spiral. We keep coming back to the same things and learning new layers to them. That's what the wheel is speaking to me with the Six of Cups. It's like you keep replaying certain things. I mean, for me, it was like the tarot. Like I started way early, and there was a time period where I just walked away from it for a while, and now I'm back. And now look at me. So this is really just talking about how things that you may have let go are going to circle back around. And you're going to find deeper meaning, deeper understanding with each of the spirals. Right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was just getting that, for all the ups and downs in our lives, everything is a gift. And yes, it sounds cheesy. Sometimes there's that meme that says that, every day is a gift. That's why they call it the present,
Right.
That's kind of what came to mind, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Cheesy, but true.
Well, and the other thing is, like, you don't know it's the good old days until they're gone. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So enjoy making those memories while you're making them instead of waiting to like reminisce and then enjoy them. Right.
That was like me in college. I couldn't wait to get out. And then when I got out, I like missed all my friends. And I was like, oh, I kind of wish I would have, spent a little more time,
Right. You just powered through.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. See, I was opposite. I took my sweet time.
I should have taken my sweet time.
Oh, and Wandering Mountain says that the wheel is a stalker card for her.
Ah.
Okay. So let's see. Where's Jacob's question? Aha. Jacob also wants a general reading. I keep looking down, so I'm looking at the phone to try and keep up with that. Because StreamYard is always so slow. Plus, I'm using it more for highlighting comments so everyone can see them.
There we go.
Oh.
The 10 of Swords.
7 of Cups. So I've done readings for Jacob, so I understand. He's 17, I believe, and he's still trying to like decide what to do with himself. So that's what the 7 of Cups is talking about, is like all those choices, like which cup do I pick up and drink from? Because like once you make the decision's made. But I think the act of deciding is giving him that 10 of Swords moment where you're like, your own thoughts are kind of like, there you go. Your own thoughts are basically, you're messing you up, right? The 10 of Swords is all about, it's the end of the swords, but it's your, oh my God, tail. And this must be a deep one because she is really flapping away here. So yeah, don't let your thoughts get the best of you, because that's what that 10 of Swords is all about, is your own thoughts murdering you, right? And it's all about the choice. I think the choice is what's giving him that 10 of Swords moment, and he just needs to, you know what, just because you make a decision doesn't mean you're stuck with that decision. You can make the decision, dive in, and if you realize, well, wait, no, this was not right, get out of there, go to the next path, right? I mean, there's so many people that talk about how you're going to have like 4 to 6 like careers in your life. So, you know, just pick one. There's no wrong answer here, right? There's no right answer either. You just have to make your choice and not let that it's the choice, I think, that's really driving him bonkers with that 10 of Swords. So.
Because I have, you know, I'm a high school teacher, so I have my freshmen, I have my seniors, and my seniors are the most freaked out because they feel like if they make the wrong decision, their whole life is messed up, you know. And so one of my things is I have them go around and talk to all the teachers about what they thought they were going to grow up to be and what they ended up doing after high school. And some of the teachers had 7 or 8 jobs before they landed on teacher, and some of them had to go back to school, and they're happy now. And so, you know, I just let them know that, you know, let's say we live to be 100 years old. 17 years old is so
right.
so all the way over here that it's you're gonna go through a lot of changes. You're gonna you know, it's okay. And so I think with this 10 of Swords, at least for me, is just to, you know, destroy the mindset of I have to have it all figured out. You know, you have to let that go, because there's so many wonderful decisions in front of you. There's, you know, dreams that change and morph as you grow older, and that's okay. We'll always be chasing, you know, dreams and allowing those dreams into our lives as we manifest them, and then we let them go at some point, and then we have new dreams, and then we manifest those, and it's okay. It's
right.
Yeah.
Well, and like I said in Jamie's reading, it's like you keep spiraling back to certain things. If it's meant to be in your life, it'll keep popping up no matter what you do. So just make a decision, move forward, and just enjoy life. That's the thing I'm getting here. It's like, don't get so caught up in the choice that you're not living. So I hope that's it. Oh my God. I look down and he says, you guys always find a way to hit the nail on the head. You're welcome, Jacob. Okay. This tail. Okay. The tail is driving me insane. I think we should do a reading for Elemental Cartomancy, because he's always reading for others, but I don't remember him ever getting a reading.
Okay.
No. Chris, I'm calling you out. It's funny how certain names pop out and they're like, use me. What is that?
Page of Swords.
And I have 1 Jades. So, oh God, the cat's back. She keeps like adjusting so that her back end, right? She keeps adjusting so her back end is getting closer and closer, and the tail is just like.
Like, of course. So
Of course.
Check out my kitten buns.
I know, right? And she's got. Okay, so funny segue, but my son, he's like, he always says, "I've got a cat. Her name's Fat Butt."
Nice.
Oh my God. Okay, back to Chris. Okay, that's Page of Swords with 1 of Jades. It's it's again that thought process is getting kind of overwhelmed. From the way that we're holding things up, he's like turning away from the Jades, right? So it's like he almost doesn't even want to pay attention to the Jades. He's so enthralled by that butterfly in front of him. And yeah, so for me, I'm getting that, like, you need to focus more on, I know he's getting ready for a big wedding, so he's like really focused on like making sure he's got enough money and everything. But I think here is like you need to also be able to chase those butterflies and not be so focused on where the jade is coming from. Yeah, get those thoughts out of the jade and onto the butterfly. Wait, no, there you go. I don't remember which way I'm pointing with this thing. Yeah, go chase your butterflies. Go have some fun. Stop being so focused on where the ducats are coming from, right? Because you know what? The wedding is going to be exactly what it needs to be. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's going to be perfect just because of who's there. So.
Oh, for God, some reason, when you're talking about chasing butterflies, like I was thinking of TLC waterfalls. Don't go chasing waterfalls. Stick to the rivers on the lakes that you're used to. So for me, it was like there's, so many new ideas of the future, and that would be kind of like the chasing waterfalls or chasing butterflies, and living so much in what's happening in the future and not living so much in just what's happening right now. The whole the process and each day, each minute, what's going on. And it's just a reminder that yes, there is a beautiful future ahead of you. There's a lot of good things to come, but don't forget that how beautiful and how wonderful it is right now.
Right here and now, right? Mm-hmm. Oh, and he asked, what do you guys see butterflies as being symbolic of? Just change, or is there something else? It's your thoughts. You keep chasing those thoughts around, right? That's what I'm seeing it as. And you need to change it from being like chasing the thought to chasing your joys, right? And being grounded, just being in the here and now. Mm-hmm. Don't be so focused on what's coming that you can't enjoy where you are. So that's what I see the butterfly as.
And I also see butterflies as just our guides or people that have popped over that we know, just letting us know, hey, let's, because I think this butterfly wants to head the attention, the butterfly's heading back this way. Hey, don't forget over here.
Right. Over here.
There we go. Over here.
Right. Well, yeah. And that was the other thing I was going to say is butterflies are often seen as messengers of spirit. Mm-hmm. So that's how I always see them too. Yeah. Kristen Lee has a good point. Chasing the shoulds can lead to self-criticism. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I see that totally. Hope that's helpful, Chris. I just was called out to talk to you. Sometimes the guides just tap me on the shoulder and they're like, this person right now. I'm like, okay, if you insist. I don't know why, but here we go. Of course, Chris. You're always welcome. So let's see. Oh my God, we're at 48 minutes already. That's crazy. So I was wondering if you wanted to do a group reading, like for the collective.
Okay.
And as soon as I thought that, I had a jumper already. Of course, the cat might sweep it away with her tail. Totally makes sense. That's what we're all dealing with.
Have the Knight of Wands, Warrior of Wands,
Knight of Wands. Warrior of Wands, and I got the 5 of Jades here. And it looks like it's interesting because the warrior is looking away from my card, but his body is facing my card.
Mm-hmm. It's like when you're like, no, I don't want to look at
you. Exactly. And then in mine, I got that guy who's getting stalked by the jaguar. So, and is your guy wearing the jaguar skin?
Yes,
he is. Okay. So it's like, take your misfortunes and turn them into strength, right? Turn them into that internal fire. So it's that's so crazy how he's getting stalked in this card, but then he's wearing the skin in your card. So as a collective, I think we need to stop being so focused on what we don't have and start turning that around into realizing that we have everything we need.
And also,
especially, oh, go ahead.
Oh, no, go ahead. Finish up.
I was just going to say that, and then it's like in both of them, he's holding the staff, right? And it's almost an identical staff. So we already have what we need. And all we got to do is light that internal fire and become that warrior of wands, right? Become that warrior of creativity, of drive, of passion. Because it's all there. We have it all already, even if we feel like we don't have it. So that's all I was going to say.
You know, I was also getting to is and this is something that came up for me, so I know that it's also talking to me as well, is sometimes when we go into situations and we know that they say we need a lot of courage for the situation. Being brave doesn't mean being fearless sometimes. You know, a lot of the things that we have acquired came from times that we were scared poopless.
Right.
The PG, and it's kind of like, the, oh my gosh, I got to do this, but so I got my head turned, but I'm still doing it. The mere fact that the things that you've gone and done, even though it scared the bejesus out of you, it's still a very brave thing. So there's a lot of times that you guys have been really brave in your lives, and it's just to remember that going forward, that anytime you don't feel brave and you get down on yourself and saying, oh man, I'm such a coward, or why am I filled with fear? It's because you're a human being. I'm a human being. Jonathan's a human being. When we get really scared, but when you still do the thing, even though your legs are shaking and you feel like throwing up and all of that, that's a very brave thing to do. And you end up wearing that honor on your shoulder,
Right? Wear it like a cloak. Or as Aquarius Al says, when life gives you jaguars, make a cloak.
Yeah, there you go.
I love that. So cool. So, yeah, that's crazy how it lines up like that. These cards are so cool. I love this deck. Speaking of decks, I just have to share that I did get a Kickstarter yesterday in the mail. And it's the Adrian's Thread Tarot.
Ooh.
Not Adrian. What am I saying? It's the... I can never say the name quite right. It comes in this cool little pouch, too. Get it out of here. There we go. Ariane's Thread.
Oh.
And it's this cool little deck that I wasn't even sure if I should back it, but I did. And it's number 22 out of 250. And the cool thing is, well, it's got the bling bling on the side there. It's black and white, but then there's this red thread that, let me see, that goes through and connects the cards. So each card is connected to the next one, and it goes all the way through until the world, and the world loops around and connects back to the Fool. So I just wanted to take a moment to share, because I probably should do a like full unboxing, but
That red thread, it reminded me of how the Maya have certain meanings attributed to numbers, and the 8 is the red thread of life, the yarn.
Yeah.
Traveling with the yarn. So it was making me think of that. I was like, oh.
Well, and it goes all the way through, even into the minors. Although the minors are not connected, they just have like a red thread in the image itself. Oh,
actually, it's pretty cool looking.
It's a fun little deck. Like, oh my god, here's the 3 of Cups.
That is so cool.
No, what are you doing, little miss? Oh my god, this cat. No, do not swat at me. Thank you. Oh my god, this cat. She's so funny. And then she's licking her paw. So proud of yourself, aren't you? Such a pretty kitty. So there's that. And then I haven't even opened it yet, but I got the California Tarot.
Ooh.
This one,
Goodies.
yeah, both of them showed up yesterday. So I'm going to do unboxing for the California Tarot. I should do one for this one too. So it's so cool how all of them are slightly animalistic.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And then this is such a crazy magician.
That's cool.
And then it's just interesting how often let's see if I can find one. It seems like very often somebody has like a snake tail instead of legs. Like, look at the hermit here. See how it's like the legs kind of turn to a spiral of some kind?
Makes me think of Alice in Wonderland, the dude that's like, who are you?
But, oh, here it is. The Hanged Man's one I was thinking of. It's like, sometimes you see the hangman with a snake at the top, right? Mm-hmm. Here, it's like the hangman and the snake are the same.
Wow. That's cool.
Yeah. And I almost didn't back it, too, which is funny. But it came so fast. Like, I think the Kickstarter ended in December, and I already have it.
That's really fast, actually. I have two that I backed in May, ended in May, and for one of them is the Blooming Cat Tarot. They just received the decks today, so in the next week or two, they're going to be sending out the decks to everybody. And then I also backed the Botanical Tarot, and that they said should be fully fulfilled by February.
Oh, I almost backed that one, but I didn't. Yeah.
Dude, that was a crazy funding. They raised over $700,000.
Oh my God.
I was like, what? What? But it's a gorgeous deck, and there was a lot of extras, but I think just the deck itself is gorgeous.
Oh, Little Zangron Crone says that she just backed Tarot Avatara based on Frida.
Oh.
It's a Frida based deck. Oh yeah, I saw that. Yes, Kristen Louise, it's Ariande. I can never say the name right. And it's the Labyrinth Greek lady. So.
Yeah, I mispronounce all the time. I say Ariadne, Ariane.
Ariadne. Ariadne. You're the English teacher. You tell me.
We don't. I'm not in charge of Greek mythology.
Oh wait, it's not English, is it?
Well, I mean, technically, we would have been doing some Greek stuff, but for the ERWC, there's zero fiction in senior English, but in freshman English, all they have is I think Romeo and Juliet is the one fiction thing that they have, and then the other one is Shadow of the Dragon.
Aquarius Al says it's Ariadne. Ariadne. Okay. Ariadne. Thank you, Aquarius Al. So, okay. We are coming up on the hour. Do you have anything special coming up this week?
Not this week, but I will be actually doing starting not this coming week, but the week after. I'm going to be starting something with Andy Matzner, who is he mixes tarot with psychology. He's been a psychologist for over 20 years now. And so we're going to be doing kind of a masterclass thing where it's just us sharing our trials and tribulations and positives of running a spiritual business. So I got that going on. And and then Jonathan and I always have something going on. We have our Leon Mystery School.
I was going to go into that as soon as you were done. So go right ahead.
Yeah. So, I'll just talk about my section. Then, obviously talk about yours. So, my section is Mayan astrology. So,
That's why I brought her.
I'm all about, working with the the day signs, the day numbers, looking into people's destiny charts, which is basically like a birth chart. And it's, I mean, don't let the name fool you. It's not like this is your destiny and this is what shall happen, but it's more like a roadmap for what you could do. And it's just, it makes every day magical, you know, because each day, the next time it's repeated won't be for another 52 years. So I was just telling Jonathan that today is a 9 Kaban day. It won't be 9 Kaban for 52 years, you know, again, you know, so every day is a special day. And who knows, next time it's 9 Kaban, it may not even be under the same year lord. So it kind of, it helps you to see the magic and utilize the energy, you know, of each day, and kind of help you plan and, you know, mix your magical spiritual life with your everyday, you know, worldly life. And I think it's really interesting. So you can check it out on my website, kittenswaitsandtarot.com.
Yeah, and my phone is my chat right now, but I actually downloaded an app because of Tara and the what is the name of the app? It's the
Tolkien app.
Yeah, Tolkien. And that's cool because it tells you what the day is, and it gives you a little write-up, like a little daily message, basically, about what's going on with the energy and like what you should or shouldn't do that day.
So it's like, yeah, you could put in like dates and things like that.
Right. So you can figure out your own birth sign, which I'm blanking on mine.
3 Kaban, but the year is, we have a 9 year coming up. So I was getting my Kaban mixed up, but yeah, today's 3 Kaban, which actually you guys might want to chill out today, you know, not make it
chillax.
You know, if you want to let go of some negative thinking, things that block you from progress, today's the day to ask for help doing that. So if you're looking through overcoming some obstacles, today's the day, but also maybe not the day to start anything new.
Right. So, and then my section of the school, I am teaching a class on working with, specifically with the tarot, but also working with ancestors and past lives to help heal any ancestral wounds or past life patterns that you still have, like affecting you now. So my first 2 weeks are up. So anyone who wants to start, you can jump in there and get started. I've been having some technical difficulties. That's why I haven't really been posting any videos lately. So I'm going to have to refilm my last 2 weeks because those are just gone at this point. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to like diving deeper with people into their ancestry and past life stuff. So yeah, I mean, I do that all the time anyway for my private readings. So,
and all the 4 weeks too. So you get 4 weeks, and you get, you know, like if you're taking Jonathan's course, you would be able to get one-on-one with him, like each of the 4 weeks, like once a week for 4 weeks. So it's not like, hey, here's a bunch of stuff.
Like, here's a bunch of stuff. Go have fun.
Yeah, it's like, here's a bunch of stuff, but let's talk about it. And I mean, go at your own pace. Don't feel rushed, you know, even though it is, you know, 4 weeks. But so if anything comes up, you know, feel free. Like, let's say you're in the second week with Jonathan, but you still have questions about day one. Like, that's what meeting with the teacher is for. And it's about sharing, you know, things that come up, or maybe you find something, you're like, oh my gosh, I saw something about this with, you know, about past lives. And it's fun community.
And I like the fact that each of the teachers is doing that, like a once a week group live session, so that you can throw out questions and other students might have answers even the teacher doesn't have. So it's a way of being like creating community that can help each other. So it's lovely.
Yeah, we're just there to guide you. I mean, as a teacher, even in my own classroom, you know, at the high school, as a teacher, I'm never like, I am your teacher. You will sit there and you will listen. You know, it's like, you know, the kids are often bringing stuff up that their parents say or that they heard, and we just have, you know, discussions. There's stuff that I learned, and I'm like, okay, you know, and I'll take that in. So it's the same concept where we're just guiding you with the knowledge that we have, and just kind of creating the structure. But you guys are also the teachers too. You're also bringing in, you know, stuff that you learn. So it's not we're not the dictators, you know.
Well, thank you so much for coming on, Tara. This has been a blast. I love reading with you. And we're getting lots of thank yous from Betsy and Kristen Reese and Jamie Kelly and everybody. So thank you, everyone, for being here. And stay on for one moment. And everyone else, until next time, aloha. Let's see.